Hello, hello, and welcome all of you to the opening ceremony of KuriusHacks CE. Thank you all for being here and for taking the time to actually watch the ceremony live. I know a lot of people watch it after the fact because they're so busy, especially since it's Boxing Day. But we're so grateful that you guys turn up in person to watch us live, if only to see all of our mistakes on camera. Anyhow, all of the Curious executive team is so happy that you guys have signed up for KuriusHacks CE. This is the second edition of this event, in fact, even though it's gotten a little bit of a makeover since the first. This time, you guys will all be working towards creating innovative and new games, all based on a special theme, which is predetermined, as well as multiple streams that will be introduced to you later on. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Lewis. As indicated by the little label, I'm the vice chair of Kurius. What that means is that I deal with a lot of the long-term strategizing, human affairs, HR stuff, etc., etc. But you guys really feel free to reach out to me about anything on the Discord server. I'm always happy to answer any questions you guys have. Now, to start things off, right? You guys have signed up for KuriusHacks, but a lot of people don't know what exactly is Kurius. Well, for those of you who don't know, Kurius is a student-run Canadian nonprofit organization for empowering students to create social good through technology. What this means is that essentially we organize events, we also put out initiatives, and we offer resources for young programmers like yourselves to actually change the world using your programming knowledge instead of just learning in a classroom and, completing assignments. To do this, we organize our multiple events throughout the year. Those are our most notable activities, at least. And past events include our Sunday workshops, our Learnathon, our KuriusHacks Summer Edition, our Unicon, and KuriusHacks Christmas Edition, like this one. This event is actually particularly special for our executives this year, as for most of them, it is their year-long anniversary for working with Kurius. Most of them have worked with us since KuriusHacks CE of last year, or they first got introduced to Kurius exactly 1 year ago. So that's particularly exciting to me because I see the company grow, or the nonprofit grow, over the years. In fact, we are currently still growing, and we're looking for more people to join the team. We actively have open positions such as our event lead, our partnerships coordinator, workshop coordinator, content creator, legal advisor, all of these positions which don't actually require much programming knowledge. So if you guys are interested in helping us change the world and encourage students to change the world with technology, please do apply. You can find all this information and more on our website, www.kurius.ca.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube through the following links. You can receive notifications and updates on our workshops and recent activity through our social media and gain access to past workshops through YouTube. And you can also join our growing community on Discord to join our workshops live, as well as for community events like game nights and movie nights. And now to announce the referral prize winner, who will win a $25 Amazon gift card for referring the most people to KuriusHacks CE. Congratulations to Davieto. Please reach out to one of the community managers on Discord to claim your prize. I'll now pass it on to our wonderful event lead, Leo, who is celebrating his year-long anniversary at Kurius.
Yeah, thank you, Carissa. So, as Carissa said, I am one of the event leads here at Kurius, along with Christina, who is not here today. And you might be asking, what is KuriusHacks CE, and how is it different from previous years? So, unlike previous years, KuriusHacks CE is not a hackathon, but it's a Christmas-themed game jam for Canadian students. And a game jam is kind of a fun event where you get to create a game with a team or by yourself, and we'll have workshops to support the development and design of your game. And you'll get to learn a lot of stuff, like making a game with Unity, or how to survive a game jam, and stuff like that. And I guess diving straight into the theme of this year, the theme for KuriusHacks CE is to choose a verse from a Christmas song and make that into a game. So for instance, if you really like Jingle Bells, you can choose a verse from that song and then turn it into a game. And be sure when you submit your game, also tell us what song you chose and which verse it is from. And I'll just pass it on to Akeem from Partnerships to introduce our sponsors for this event.
Thank you, Leo. Hey, I'm Aki, one of the partnerships coordinators, and so here are some of our amazing sponsors, starting off with VoiceFlow, which is a leading tool to create voice and chat assistants with ease. And then we have Clerky, the leading services that manages all legal documents and paperwork for an organization. Up next, we have Balsamic, an intelligent wireframing software that allows users to create intelligent user interfaces. And next, we have 1Password, one of the most popular password managers, which is trusted by many companies, including Slack and IBM. Up next, we have HyperX, as many of you may know, is a leading brand in gaming accessories and technology. And last, but definitely not least, we have Tascade, an intuitive and intelligent platform for collaboration and productivity. And now, passing it off to Edward, our community outreach coordinator.
Hey, thanks. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Edward. I'm part of the community team. I'm also what you might know as well, Fred. We're both part of that same team. So I'm just here to quickly, briefly talk about the PixArt contest. So as you know, game development is not just about programming, but it's also about the artistic side of it. So to show you how important it is, we developed this PixArt contest, which is going to start tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time, and it will end at the same time as the whole game jam. So at the deadline date of the game jam. The theme will be revealed as well tomorrow during noon, and I hope a lot of you will have the chance to participate to it. If there's any question, make sure to just ping one of the community managers, and we'll answer as quick as we can. So now I'll let Leo talk about the schedule. Thanks.
Yeah, so diving back into the schedule of the event, on Sunday, December 26th, which is today, from we have our wait, are these times correct? Wait a second. Yep, from 7:30 to 9, we'll be having our intro to game development with Unity featuring Robin Zhang. Next slide. And on Monday, December 27th, which is tomorrow, from 2 to 3:30, we'll be having procedural level generation with Unity with Alex Glover. And from 4:30 to 6 p.m. tomorrow, we'll have our Game Jam Survival Guide with a speaker that you may recognize from Learnathon, Justin, who is a game designer at Ubisoft. And from 7:30 to 9, we'll be having our game night with the Discord chat. And the community has designed something just for you guys, and I'm very excited to see what that encompasses. And on Tuesday, December 28th, from 4:30 to 6, we'll have Upgrade Your Game Environments with Interior Decorating with Professor Steph Pinto. And from 7:30 to 9, we'll have another game night, which is Guess the Game. And on Wednesday, December 29th, after all of these events and all these activities, we'll have some time for you to chill. So from 7:30 to 9, we'll be hosting a movie night. Well, we'll just be, watching a movie and relaxing. And on the last day at 3 p.m., we have our submission deadline at 3, and from 4:30 to 6, we'll be playtesting your games. We'll be streaming it live, and you guys will be watching our reactions. And from 7:30 to 9, we'll also have our closing ceremony. And just as a reminder, all these events take place on our Discord, so make sure you join that if you haven't already. And for more details, you can look at the participant handbook. Yep. And I guess there's just more time for some Q&A. So if you have any questions, make sure you type it into the chat. And are these sessions going to be posted on this YouTube channel? yes, most of our workshops are recorded and are posted on our YouTube channels. So if you miss them, it's okay. Just you can go onto our YouTube channel and then find the recordings. But I still encourage you to join the live workshop because you can ask your questions there and just overall more efficient. I guess which workshops are you the most excited for? Ah, it says hi. What is Unity? So Unity is actually a game development engine that is used for game development. Yeah. Edward, do you want to speak more on this because you've got the experience?
Yeah, I mean, Unity is basically a tool that it gives to developers and game makers and general artists as well. And essentially, think of it as a big sandbox where you have a lot of pre-made tools, whether it be for math or whether it be just for graphical stuff. And using those tools, you can build a game, not from scratch, but you can do it from a high level style. So you can make it very easily without having deep knowledge about how the mechanics work. So it's really a very important tool that a lot of game makers use these days.
And the next question, do we have to use Unity? And the answer is actually no. You can make the game with whatever technology you would like as long as it's playable on the web. Unity is just one of our suggestions because it is an extremely popular game engine. You can find many tutorials on YouTube, and a lot of the workshops that we're offering also relate to Unity. But if you want to use Pygame, if you want to use something unconventional, just like making a game out of C++ or anything like that, that's also fine. Alternatives, you can use HTML canvas, so many things you can use. Are all of the workshops done on YouTube Live? So actually, the answer is no. All our workshops take place on our Discord channel. So if you don't know where that is, you can just go to discord.io/curious, and you can join our server there.
Okay, what's the Discord game chat thing? So the Discord chat game is basically a crowd control game where you'll have a live stream of a game, and using inputs on Discord, you'll be able to control what's happening on the screen. So I'm not going to go in details about what exactly the game is, but it's going to be pretty fun, and I guess a lot of you are going to enjoy it. So if you have any friends, call them. You don't have to participate to the event to join this game. So it's free for all. Anyone can join. Anyone can have some fun.
So where do we submit our games? You will be submitting our games on itch.io. So we actually have our game jam on itch.io, and if you want to join, just go on itch.io, search KuriusHacks Christmas Edition. You'll probably find it there, and just click Join Game Jam, and boom. Submission process, you can find that again in the participant handbook, and you can just message one of us if you have not received it yet.
Yeah. So if there's any problem, any technical issue, make sure to ping any exec, especially the community, which will answer you immediately. Should I answer this one?
Yeah, go for it.
Can you create a game, create a browser game using Pygame? So Pygame by itself, no, because it runs natively on your computer. But there are special libraries that will enable you to run Python code inside of the browser. Well, it would just convert it to JavaScript code, but essentially you'll still be able to write it in Python and exit and make games using Python and still do it and still make it work on the browser. So if you have any more specific questions or you need any guidance, just ask for it in Discord, and Curious Hack Questions will answer it there.
Yeah, so for a lot of these things, like if you want to build a game using purely Pygame or purely C++ with SDL, you might need a transpiler to convert that from the language that you're using to JavaScript so it does run on the web. But for things like Unity, you can actually export it in, I think, a WebGL format. So you can just play that on the browser. So Unity makes it a lot easier, as you can see.
For some game engines, just make sure, for example, I don't know about that much about Unreal, but for example, if you use Godot, which is another lightweight game engine where you can make games on the web, you need to enable WebGL from the start. So you need to think about it from the start. And when you create your project, it will ask you, do you want to make it run OpenGL 3, or do you want to make it run OpenGL 2, which is equivalent to WebGL. So make sure that you choose the latter option so that it can work.
Yeah. So you guys have any more questions? Just type in the comments, we'll answer them just like that. Be curious, can you be your friend? You figured out what that means.
Yeah.
Is a workshop at 7:30 to 9 today going to be on YouTube? The recording will be on YouTube, but where the workshop takes place, again, is on our Discord server. And, if you haven't joined, make sure you do join. For the game jam, does the game also need to have a macOS or Linux version? As long as they run on the browser, it's fine. So
Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think every computer can probably run JavaScript. So, not every computer, but
Not yours.
man, if my computer couldn't run JavaScript, I wouldn't even be here.
Oh, for you.
But yeah, no, not necessarily. This is not official. We're not going to make you make a computer that cannot run JavaScript. This is just do not do this. It's gonna take you like way too much time for
Hey,
for a
maybe
game
someone's
jam.
up for the challenge.
Or maybe someone's up for it, If you do this, you automatically win. Obviously.
No promises though.
No promises though.
Yeah, you have to make it run, not just have it.
I can like break my computer and say that it doesn't run JS, but that doesn't count. Well, here's the thing though. HTML canvas kind of necessitates JS because you draw things on HTML canvas using JS. But if you're that kind of person and you're saying, hey, HTML and CSS is technically Turing complete too. Sure, make a game with HTML and CSS. I'm not stopping you.
Didn't you make one? No, that still uses JavaScript, right?
No, that still uses JavaScript.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be fairly hard, but if you're up for the challenge, make a game without any sort of conventional coding languages, only HTML and CSS. And how polished should the game be? Like, only one level done, since we only have 4 days to code it? And the answer to that is actually make it as polished as you possibly can. This is still sort of like a competition, so obviously you want to win. So just do as much as you want, do as much as you can. Of course, if you get bored, you don't need to necessarily make like 100 different levels. You're not asking you to make like an indie game right out of the box, right?
Also, if you look on the itch.io page, and I'm not sure about the handbook itself, but we also have criterias. So if you look at the criterias, we have criterias are more technical and others are more artistic. It's really a balance between them. So you have to decide what you want. There are other ways as well. You can maybe find a way to generate levels, make it random instead of having like predefined levels, which can be a little bit more complex, but it could save you the time of building individual pre-made levels.
Guess what we have? a workshop on that. Wow. Actually, Lewis, do you want to talk about this? I hear you screaming about it all the time.
Yes, indeed. So this comes into the history of programming. I'll say for those of you who are just interested in the answer is that Java is an object-oriented programming language. JavaScript is mostly used, for web design and stuff like that. It's
a
used in
working mess.
conjunction with markup languages to animate websites, and it was invented for that purpose. Before that, websites were static and they wouldn't self-update. So, you would have your this. Let's say if you look at the chat, you'd have to refresh your page every time to get a new message. So it's kind of like when your internet is really bad. But with JavaScript, things you can actually have things running in the background on your web page. So things can be animated, things can be moving around, and things can be happening in the background without you constantly refreshing. The reason why it's called JavaScript and not Java is because JavaScript was named so that it piggybacked off of the successes that Java was experiencing in the programming industry back in the 80s and 90s. So that's the long answer. That it used to be called LiveScript, and then there are things called CoffeeScript as well. But JavaScript is what they ended with because they wanted to make it sound like Java so that people would be tricked into getting it because it sounded cool like Java.
Fun thing, JavaScript, like they said, is designed to run on the web and to mostly animate the web.
Mm-hmm.
The cool thing is that it got so popular that they started making it actually work on the desktop. So you don't actually need to have it in a web browser. So you might have things like Node and Node.js, which enables you to run JavaScript on your desktop, which is pretty cool. But for the game jam more specifically, you can use both. I'm not sure if Java still have their Java applets or whatever they were called. Someone more experienced in Java might know. I personally hate Java, just saying. But yeah, I think it's still possible to use both.
Oh,
of them
Edward,
for
no need to start a flame war here.
Sorry, it touched me, touched me deep. I had to answer it like that.
Yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask. So, how many team members can we have in a team? The answer is 4. 4 maximum, 1 minimum. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a team of 0 people, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, that would be interesting. As well, for the submission, when you have to declare you're a part of the team, you just have to declare it during the submission. Oh, there'll probably be a lot more details announced on Discord throughout the week, but you'll declare it once at the moment you have to submit your project. So technically, you can form your team the day before, which is not recommended, but it's doable.
Also, I guess to add in, you shouldn't be, for this game jam specifically, we would suggest you maybe not cross submit. So, yeah. I guess to add in a few things that we didn't really quite say before, and to be eligible for any prizes, you have to be on our Discord server, and you have to be, I think, a Canadian student.
You have
that
to be in
doesn't stop.
Canada.
Yeah, because that's the extent to which we can we can ship things. So anything beyond that is kind of out of our reach. Sorry.
We don't do this because we hate Americans. We love Americans.
So you have to have an address in Canada, as Curious says.
Kind of, yeah.
But that doesn't stop you from participating, though. If you have a good game, we'll still recognize that you have a good game. But it's just the shipping problems, yeah. Okay, I guess last minute for a few questions. If you have any, throw them in before 5 p.m. If
If
not,
there's any question as well, sorry if I cut you. If there's any question afterwards, make sure to write them in Discord. People will answer.
I'll let this awkward silence continue for around, I guess, 30 more seconds, unless somebody has a question.
Yeah. You don't feel the pain until you're in front.
Yep. So this is the last chance for questions, or else we are stopping in. Oh, thank you.
There's no such thing as stupid questions.
Yeah. So
Team
if I am in a team with 3 other people, does it still count as 4 people if I have conjoined twin on my shoulder, like 2 heads? Well, Lewis, what is your take on identity?
I'm covered by the question right now. I'll move up there. That's a very good question. I don't know why I'm being called to answer it, but trying to fit my face in here.
Lewis.
Well, to answer your question, if you are in a team with 3 other people, but it counts as 4 people because you have conjoined twin, I'd say if you both think independently and are able to independently input into your team, then you are 2 separate people. Also, the prize is a HyperX headset. So since you have 2 heads, you can, indulge in that prize twice. So
And I guess also if you have, another person stuck to you, are you still Mr. Lonely?
you're not that lonely, and or maybe that's why you're lonely. It's because you're constantly with someone else. You feel like you're always lonely. Like you can never be satisfied by anyone else's presence because you're just always with another person.
Interesting.
I don't know. If you want to talk more about this, ping us on the Discord server. We like talking about crazy things. Not that this is crazy. If this is your situation, I apologize. I will go.
Adios. Hey. So what kind of tech stacks will we need for this event?
The answer is kind of whatever you want to use, right?
Yeah.
Because I can make a game with React if I want to.
Yeah, or you can make it with any language, Ideally, I would recommend a game engine, or if you want to do things like with the web dev, sure.
Make your own game engine. We're not against that.
As long as you're comfortable with what you're working with, I guess. Or if you want to explore something new, but you need a little bit more time, I think, for that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a question for me, I guess. Is it? Thoughts on the James Webb Space Telescope? Contrary to what Lee might think, I think it's one of the great things that we maybe did, at least in this destiny. It's like maybe not the century yet, but it's a good thing. We'll discover many new things. It's something I'm proud of as a human being. What else can I say? Cool thing. That's why I'm an engineer.
Very cool. Yep. So I guess we'll just call the Q&A here. If you guys have any more residual questions, please just ask on our Discord. We will be happy to answer them as long as it's safe for work and not too controversial. And I guess this is the end of our opening ceremony. So, yay! And we actually have a slide for that. So Yep. So, anyways, the Curious team collectively wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Jamming. So, yeah, let's go. Jazz
Bye
hands.
bye. Stay
Yeah.
curious, all of you.
Jolly
Yep.
times for
Stay
you all.
curious. Bye.